Hello, you are listening to Dr. Sushma Singh. Under Unit 2 Change, Modernization and Development, we start today's lecture with the topic Perspective of Social Change. In the previous unit, we have discussed the perspectives on development in greater detail. Change represents a broad canvas or contour for development, progress, transformation, growth, modernization, and so on. We have specifically explained these processes in the previous unit. Let us now examine briefly how these perspectives have been used to explain changes. The first is evolutionary perspective. In the second half of the 19th century, the concept of evolution assumed a central place in the explanations of all forms of human development in both the social and biological science. For example, Morgan's three epochs of humanities, that is, savagery, barbarism, and civilization, and Auguste Comte's ideas of human intellect. Comte argues human intellect passing through three historical phases of sophistication: the theological, the metaphysical, and the positive. Spencer's view is that of human societies passing through a course of natural development from relatively simple patterns of organization to more complex structures characterized by an increasing specialization of parts. The second one is the conflict perspective. The conflict perspective can best be understood in terms of tension and conflict between groups and individuals, and here change is viewed as an instinct process in the society. To Karl Marx, social changes take place based on the antagonist class relations based on ownership of the means of production between the haves and the haves not, and that this class struggle culminates into a revolutionary change in society with its progression from ancient to feudal and finally from feudal to capitalist stage of development in society. According to Causer, conflict is an inevitable part of the socialization process, and no social group can be completely harmonious as individuals have a predisposition for love as well as hate. Thus, conflict acts as a creative force that stimulates change in society, constructive or destructive. While Karl Marx has identified class and class conflict based on unequal distribution of material resources, Dahrendorf has identified the same in terms of unequal distribution of authority. According to him, all groups in society are divided into those who have authority and those who do not, and conflict arises because of unequal distribution of authority in society. This conflict on unequal distribution of authority leads to change in society. The third perspective is the structural and functional perspective. To structural and functional theorists, society consists of interrelated parts that work toward for the purpose of maintaining internal balance. It perceives roles as locating individuals in social positions and providing them with articulated sets of expectations specifying the rights and duties of occupants. This perspective is oriented towards order and stability and preservation of the status quo. Let us examine how various scholars have perceived change in this perspective. Durkheim has observed change in terms of change in the nature of division of labor in society. He believed that the change in labor from traditional society to modern society was the cause for social change. According to Talcott Parsons, society is a system surrounded by three other systems: personality, organism, and culture. There is social equilibrium when the boundaries of the three systems are maintained, and social change results from boundary breaking. Ogberg theories reasons that societies operate as homogeneous mechanisms and that change that upset the equilibrium in one part tends to produce the compensating change to restore that equilibrium. To him, all aspects of culture, that is material or non-material, do not change at an equal rate. This creates the phenomena of cultural lag that ultimately leads to change in society. The fourth perspective is social psychological perspective. These theories posit that activities of people constitute the essence of change in society and modifications in the behavior can facilitate change and play an essential role in social development. Max Weber thought that modernity was replacing traditional views with a rational way of thinking. In pre-industrial societies, traditional views obstructed change. Things were the way they were because that is what everyone believed, but no one questioned it. In modern societies, things were questioned and answers were calculated. According to Everett E. Hagen, the traditional societies are characterized by fixed status level and the personalities of the members are authoritarian, uncreative, and non-inventional. On the contrary, in modern society, the predominant personality type is innovational, characterized by attributes such as creativity, curiosity, and openness to experience. Change takes place when members experience what he terms withdrawal of status respect. This is nothing but the disregard of one's role in society or for one's belief and aspirations. David McClelland focused his study on what he called need for achievement, symbolized by an achievement. According to him, the greater the development of the N factors, the greater the economic development in any society. Consequently, there are certain behavior characteristics exhibited by people with these N factors, such as individualism, energetic, innovative activity, drive for success, and so on. In simple words, individual economic achievement produces economic growth. Here we want to close our today's lecture. Thanks for listening.